I really need to talk about this. So I haven't even finished it yet. I'm on episode 5. But holy shit. Beastars is I want to it's hard for me to speak, okay? I was shocked. It's probably my favorite anime now. I don't know how else to phrase it. It was so good. I'm not even done with it yet. And I'm already in love with it. God, it's so fucking good. Now let me quickly point out. My friend recommended I watch this. I had no intentions of watching it. I had never even really seemed interested in it. It never looked like something I'd be interested in. But then I watched episode 1. And holy shit, it grabbed me. It pulled me in. I'm actually starting to tear up a bit. The way I described it, I had to tweet about this. The way I described it was, it's like a Studio Ghibli film. It pulls you in with the emotions, with the art, the beautiful animation. Some of the things that everyone loves about Studio Ghibli. But the moment you get into it, it's so much deeper than Studio Ghibli. It's so much more emotional. It adds all these deep rooted emotions that I'm pretty sure everyone can relate to. Being an outcast, being called things that you aren't, being considered part of a group that you are not part of, that you refuse to accept as part of you. It is such a fucking deep anime, and I don't know how to explain how much I love it. It's so good. I I can't speak. I was shocked by, first of all, the animation. The first thing I saw, it's so beautifully animated. It's so good. It reminds me of a Studio Ghibli film. Like the beauty of it. It's marvelous. It's beautiful. Then you have the characters. Legacy. Oh my god, Legacy. Oh god, I'd fuck him. No, I'm kidding. But he's such a deep character. Refuses to just be a carnivore. He refuses to accept that part of himself, even though everyone else groups him in with them. He refuses to accept it as part of himself. Then there's Haru, the rabbit. Oh my god. Like, I don't know how to explain this. I just don't. It's so good. Now, I need to point this out now because I still have these flashbacks back to when I was in high school, where I was I was part of the outcast group. We were always hated, we were always bullied, it was just part of who we were. In our senior year of high school, it became much easier, but I was bullied from first grade all the way through 12th, okay? Actually, kindergarten all the way through 12th, so, but my point is, I was always an outcast. I was never seen as part of, the group. Never seen as part of society by people, and it sucked. It really did. I always used to say that it didn't hurt. I'm used to it. Deep down, it still hurt. It still cuts when people talk bad about you. But dear God, it was such. This anime just pulled that out of me. Like, it pulled those moments out of me and was like, this is how it is. It made me relate that to myself. And, like, one of the major things is a lot of people. Okay, I'm gonna phrase this in a weird way. No one really understood me. I don't know how else to phrase that. I was a total outcast to the point where not even my friends who had gotten close to me truly understood where I was coming from. And I kind of just, I had to deal with it. Like, no one understands each other perfectly. It's just part of life. But this is exactly how I feel. Like, this brought that out of me. It really did. It made me so fucking emotional that I cried for like 20 minutes straight, and it was beautiful. I don't know how else to phrase it. It's made me feel deeper than any other anime. Let me phrase it that way. It's hitting me much, much deeper than any other anime ever has. And I don't know how to explain it. I just don't. It's a combination of the art, because the art is beautiful, and it really does open you up to the world, and it makes you all. It's weird to explain. The art of it pulls you in and rips you out of your own shell. Is that a good? I don't know if that makes sense. You really have to experience it for yourself to understand. but it's just so well done that it makes you feel like you're outside of yourself. It pulls you out and helps you understand who you are way better than you ever could. And it's such a weird thing. It's such a weird detail to say that art does that to you, but it does. It really does. It's so well done. The first starting scene, the first scene of the anime. Holy shit, dude! I was drawn in just from that. And then the opening played, and the opening, I have to admit, is really weird. I'm not a fan of the opening because of the way it's done, but the anime itself, I, I don't know how to explain it. It's that good. I will 100% recommend people go watch Beastars. Does have some adult themes to it. Maybe if you're 16, I'd say 16 or older. I mean 13 or older. I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. I could be, but I'm not. Go watch it 100%. There is some animated blood and some sexual themes to it. Who gives a shit? Okay, who does? It's beautiful. It is fucking beautiful. If you're in high school, I recommend this to you 100%. Because even those popular kids have those moments when they feel like an outcast. And I know this because one of the popular kids who was bullying me all the way, she was the one who actually started the bullying in first grade, kindergarten, first grade, whatever. She, in my senior year, had backed off. Because she saw that I was really suffering. And at that point, she had really matured to be able to notice that. Because at one point, I broke down and I opened up to her by force, basically. She had forced me to break down. And it was such a weird thing for me. But this was like junior year is when this happened. But in my senior year, she had completely backed off after that. Because she saw how bad it was. And after graduation, she's like, yeah, there was moments when I felt like I was just all on my own out there, and I was just part of my own little settlement, or my own little island, as she rephrased it. And I will never forget that, because it dug into me way worse than any of the insults or the bullying ever could have. It grabbed me and ripped into my flesh. I don't know how else to phrase it. It's so hard to phrase things right now. I'm just so baffled by how good the anime was. Okay, I'm gonna go finish it. I'm gonna go finish the anime, and then if my feelings are still as amazing as they are right now, I will upload this video. So if this is up on the internet right now, you know I will recommend it 100 fucking percent. And I don't recommend anime that often. I really don't. I recommend them to my mom, but that's about it. I will never publicly recommend an anime unless it is within maybe my top 10. Because I am very strict when it comes to recommending anime to people. Madoka Magica, Silent Voice, Wolf Children, haven't seen Demon Slayer yet, but I'm assuming that'll be in my top 10. Definitely Beastars. Oh god, what's another anime? I'm trying to think of my top 10. I have a list that I wrote down. Your Lie in April, 100%. I was about to say Angel Beats, but no, it has some bad acting in my opinion. I'm trying to think. Okay, well, those five are starters, okay? Those are five that... Made in Abyss is another beautiful one that I 100% recommend. So those are the 6 I can recommend right now. There are definitely more, and I don't know... I mean, obviously... interspecies reviewers, but that's for a different reason. That's different. I will recommend Clannad. Clannad after story to be precise, but Clannad first Clannad. But only if you're willing to cry your eyes out horribly, because Clannad is horrible. Okay, but seriously, Clannad. I didn't like the ending of Clannad. Clannad had a horrible ending, but overall the anime was beautiful. But those are the 7 I'm going to recommend. I'm not going to recommend any more if you guys need to watch any. You have my recommendations now. Those are the only ones I will ever recommend at this time. And most of them will make you cry. So, you've been warned. Yeah, those are the only ones I'd ever actually recommend. I wouldn't even recommend interspecies reviewers, to be honest. That's on a different level. Okay, that's off to the side right now. I'm pushing that off to the side because that one is like, I recommend it for a specific type of person. These ones, I don't care who you are. These will touch you. Not inappropriately, obviously. Interspecies reviewers will make you touch yourself. But every other anime I've listed will touch you as a person. It'll touch you as it'll dig into your heart. Okay, that's the best way to phrase it. It'll make you feel things that you probably wouldn't feel in another anime. Okay, with that said, I'm going to end this video here. Please go watch Beastars. Dear God, it is a 100% top 3. 100 fucking percent top 3. But it might be number 1. I can't, I'm broken up about this because I don't know where to place it in the rankings, but I'll find out soon enough. Okay, bye everyone.